Welcome to the Know. I'm Ashley Jenkins. Put down your Pokemon Go. We have some news to get through, but don't worry, some of this actually applies to you. Pokemon Go is capturing hearts across the country and smartphone batteries everywhere, but it might be capturing something else you don't want it to, or there was a scare about that at least. According to a blog post from a security expert, Pokemon Go gets unrestricted access to your Google account on iOS when you use Google to log into the game. That gave some the fear that Niantic had full permission to read and even send emails as you to access your photos, and probably worse than all of that, read your search history. Beyond all that, unrestricted access is obviously a huge security risk should Niantic ever be breached. Fortunately though, the company has responded to the blog post stating Pokemon Go only accesses basic Google profile information, specifically your user ID and email address, and no other Google account information is or has been accessed or collected. However, they still didn't intend to get full access, and they're working on a fix for that ASAP. Google also responded saying that full access simply means being able to view your profile. So, your search history is safe, internet. Just Cause 3 players hoping for a massive multiplayer mod might be just a little bit out of luck this time. This week, Cameron Foote, the creator of Just Cause 2, insanely popular JC2MP, announced that JC3MP has been cancelled. However, there is kind of a silver lining to that announcement. Was approached with an offer I couldn't refuse: to join Avalanche Studios Sweden as a developer so that I could work on projects present and future. Wow, it took them long enough to scoop him up. While it's unclear if projects present and future includes an official Just Cause 3 multiplayer mode, a potential Just Cause 4, or something entirely different as yet confirmed. However, not all hope is lost for Just Cause 3 multiplayer just yet. Team Nanos, the folks behind popular GTA 5 and Mafia 2 mods, are also hard at work on the game, at least until Avalanche hires them up too. The internet was right again. Blizzard has unveiled the first of Overwatch's additional heroes with 2 trailers, and it's just what everyone suspected. Ana Amari is the game's newest long-distance healer sniper who happens to be Pharah's mother. Ana's primary weapon is the biotic sniper rifle, which hurts enemies slowly over time and instantly heals friends all at the pull of a trigger. She also uses a sleep dart to knock enemies unconscious, plus has a biotic grenade that heals friendlies and hurts foes. And of course, no Overwatch hero is complete without an ultimate ability, and Ana sounds pretty useful. Nano Boost will help all of her teammates deal more damage, resist more damage, and move faster. At the moment, we don't even have a release date for Ana just yet, so you'll probably have to wait a little bit longer before everyone starts calling her Nano Boost OP. Between gambling scandals and the massive drop-off in viewership for Counter-Strike's recent ESL 1 event, Valve just can't seem to catch a break. And now even Psyonix, the developer of Rocket League, is lining up to take a swing. In a Reddit thread explaining the new crate system being introduced to Rocket League, similar to the one found in CSGO and Team Fortress 2, Psyonix Vice President Jeremy Dunham said that there would be no Steam Marketplace integration for Rocket League's new crates. The reason, according to Dunham, is we are definitely aware of the problems related to third-party gambling in other games, and we are not interested in taking that approach. Dunham also explained that the crates will be filled with cosmetic items only in conjunction with their don't sell advantage policy for the game. With attacks coming from all sides on Valve in the wake of recent lawsuits and gambling scandals, you have to wonder how long they'll keep silent about the issue. Probably as long as they can keep cashing checks, which is a long time, because in the end, companies like money. That's kind of what they're in the business of. Bat fans everywhere were kind of disappointed to learn that the Batman Collection's HD remaster was getting delayed indefinitely. Doesn't mean forever though. Now it seems there could be coming later than we were hoping though. According to a Eurogamer report, Batman Return to Arkham won't be coming out until at least November. That's quite a ways off from the initial July release date. This news comes from multiple sources close to Eurogamer who say that the delay is mostly due to developer Virtuous Games having trouble with Return to Arkham's frame rate. Wow, yeah, I mean, that's not new. They had that on the originals, right? How they misjudged the release from July to November is anybody's guess, and it's also probably not a great idea to put an old game out against another remastered game like Skyrim, plus you know, the crazy amount of other games we already have coming out this fall anyway, considering that this delay is being framed as at least November, not specifically November. We may not even be swinging through Gotham until early next year. who knows? I mean, this one got delayed. It's like 2 weeks out and then got delayed, bam, like 5 months. So who knows? We could see it next year instead. If your game is failing hard, like, I don't know, Batman or something, just make it free. That's the lesson that Turtle Rock Studios seems to be learning with the free-to-play relaunch of their asymmetrical multiplayer shooter, Evolve. After announcing just last week that Evolve would be taking the black and walking the free-to-play path, the player base skyrocketed to 40,000 concurrent users, which is a 25,000% jump for you, those of you keeping score at home. That made it the 11th most played game on Steam over the weekend, hovering around GTA 5 and Skyrim. Prior to the announcement, Evolve was only averaging 100 to 150 peak players per day, so that's a pretty decent bump. More than anything, this change and the response of players to it is highlighting a growing shift in the mindset of multiplayer-only shooters. Developers are struggling to find the right balance between content and price that makes players not only pay up, but also kind of stick around for the long term, which is what you want with a multiplayer game. It also helps if you don't confuse them with a crazy DLC system and being able to buy like 15 different versions of the game at launch. Look, if you confuse us, we'll just leave. We're easy. Move over Civil War. The US box office has a new king, or queen, as it were. Finding Dory hit the $423 million mark over the weekend, swimming past Captain America's $406 million. That officially makes Finding Dory the biggest movie in North America for 2016 so far, and one of only 24 movies in film history to hit $400 million domestically. It's also now the second highest grossing animated film of all time here in the States, falling just behind Shrek 2 at $440 million. Shrek 2, huh? Come on, Dory, you can do it! You can beat it! This new success continues to push along, an enormous year for Disney at the silver screen. They've passed $5 billion in ticket sales in 2016 so far. They hit that number in 2015 as well, only it took them until December 20th to do it. So won't be long now until we just all collectively hand our credit cards over to Disney and hail them as the rulers of the earth. Just sign over my paycheck. They put out good work, so I'm cool with it. You want to go to the moon? Now you've got a code to do it. NASA recently published the original programming code for the Apollo 11 guidance computer to GitHub, giving programmers all over the internet a coding blast to the past. The AGC constitutes thousands of lines of code by programmers at MIT and is apparently filled with hundreds of Easter eggs to boot, because coders love a joke. These Easter eggs come in the form of the original programmer's comments and have been found and shared all over the internet by developers who've been digging through it. Some of the more interesting comments give us a glimpse into the minds of the original coders, with 1960s pop culture references, Shakespearean quotes, and even lines of code labeled temporary. I hope they were. Of course, now that it lives on GitHub, thousands of other programmers are making suggestions for fixes and leaving comments of their own, including pointing out the problems that led to Apollo 13. Never change, internet. If you're looking for the right presidential candidate to support, maybe it should be whoever promises to make dinosaurs great again, because science keeps ruining them. In addition to findings over the last few years indicating that nearly all dinosaurs probably had feathers, we now have evidence that dinosaurs probably didn't do any roaring, but rather cooing, or maybe a little bit of cawing. This evidence comes from a new study performed at the University of Texas, where researchers looked at vocal organs of birds to study the sound they make and then matched those up with the vocal organs found in fossilized dinosaurs. The results tell scientists that the huge earth-shattering roars of terrifying lizard monsters were actually probably quiet coos or maybe hums from 60-foot feathered birds, which is so incredibly lame. Next, we'll all find out that they all wore cardigans and jorts. Hey, I'm wearing cardigans and jorts. Eddy! Jerk. For anybody working on the next Jurassic World movie, let's just keep ignoring science and Eddy. That closes out the roundup. Let us know what you think about cooing dinosaurs, Pokemon Go spying on your email, sort of except not, and anything else we talked about down in the comments. And for more news from every corner of the internet, remember to like this video and subscribe to The Know. Nothing wrong with a pair of jorts, Eddy.
That so long ago.
Nothing wrong with cardigans either. They make me look bookish.
Are you Gryffindor?
Actually, I think I'm a Ravenclaw. That's what I test into, but they don't exactly make a lot of Ravenclaw cardigans. So
They do not. They do not. It's the least popular house.
I had
That is-
a friend knit me a Ravenclaw scarf once. That was pretty sweet.
That's cool.